I never talk about on this show, and that's Utah Jazz with Jaren Jackson and marketing. They put them guys together. What are your thoughts here on what they may be trying? They say they were going to try to make an offer here for Giannis. Of course, everybody in life would, but they say they were going to try to make a serious run at him. And I guess with the Jaren Jackson situation, put that to rest. This spells like two things kind of happening to me, Eugene. Memphis, for one, saying, all right, we're open for business here. Just come look at any of our guys. And I'm not sure why Morant didn't move. Maybe there was no desire in that same,
there was no desire.
In the same sense
Nobody
that
wanted him.
there was for JJ, right?
Right.
They probably say, hey man, we'll give you Morant. Like, hey man, is Jaren available? Like, are you guys shopping him? We'll take him. And I guess that's how that ended up. But they I like what Utah has done kind of in the background steadily, right? Throughout the years. I don't know if it's because they play in Utah. It just seems like I'm rarely excited about the moves they make. Right now, they are sitting 13th in the West. Really no reason to be excited about them, to be honest with you. I thought they had stockpiled some picks, though. I need to go back and look. Didn't we talk about them before? And they had like draft picks. What was their situation?
No, they got some picks. So, so again, I know there was some chatter going around because they were up in the fourth quarter. They, benched for two, Jaren Jackson, and there are two guys, right? So they put those guys on the bench. Everyone's tanking. Everyone's going to tank.
Is tank time? Is it tank time for them? Okay. So why get JJ at all then, in your opinion? Because I look at their record, right? Mm-hmm. And you look at a record like that, and you got to say, hey, at 16-37, where they currently sit, you got to say, hey, you're either going to embrace the rebuild, okay, and say it's tank time. We're just throwing in the towel here in January or February. So you don't get a guy like Jaren Jackson, and you get rid of your guy, marketing. Usually I see a guy like that exiting a team like that. You know, you got to get, because I don't know who else. I would need to look at their roster to get a feel for who else they have here. Let's see. A's Keontae George. I do like Walker Kessler. They're a big team, man. They got marketing, Kessler, Nurkic, and now they got JJ as well. They got like 5 centers on that team. they can start all centers on this team pretty much,
Right.
It's interesting that they aren't sellers. I don't see Kevin Love is there, by the way, as well. And it's just interesting looking at Utah. What are you doing?
Well, you
like,
have
are you getting younger? Are you stockpiling with the draft picks and figure Markin is 28, by the way, so he's not an old man. All right. How old is JJ? Let's look at his age real quick. 26. All right. So let's say, okay, so these guys, all right, Eugene, let's say that you're able to keep some quality players here that you like, and then address some stuff in the draft. You said they have picks, right?
Yeah. They're gonna have the top pick in the draft this year. So yes.
So if they can put all that together, maybe that's why you're holding on to marketing and then still getting great players like JJ, because you feel like, hey, we're going to address some stuff in the draft. And we're going to be right there.
Yep.
That's interesting. Now, what is your feeling on the Jazz? Do you like them, or you like their path, or do you still feel like they're going to look like this next year?
I see the path, but it's like you're in the West. I could buy
difficult, right?
Right. I could buy it in the East. And again, I know like there was some like chatter with the Hawks, and it's like, oh, what are the Hawks doing? But it's the East. So there are so many, the Hawks can do so many different things right now and still be in play for Giannis. Right. You can look at a path for Giannis, right?
And that's a summer path, right? And we'll talk about that. We're going to end the show on that.
So right. With the summer path. But with the West, there's like, you have to leapfrog so many teams. You have to leapfrog OKC. You have to leapfrog Denver. I mean, I hate to say it, but at some point, the Lakers are going to be there. They're going to figure out a way to be in that conversation. So you got 3 teams.
I mean, even the Timberwolves are at 6.
Even the Timberwolves, right? Again, so versus the East, Now, again, you have the Celtics, you have the Knicks, but you have, again,
it's Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, and the Pistons are. I'm not even sure if that's real. We're gonna have to do a show on the Pistons here. I'm gonna wait for this Pistons situation to play out more, but we'll definitely need to get the Pistons their flowers here at some point. We're gonna have to discuss them.
But like you said, you don't know if that's to be consistent.
Yeah, it's not even because some of the best teams, like your teams, like the Thunder, and even the Nuggets, right? You look at a team like the Nuggets, and you may say, "Hey, it's a boring situation because it's still some of the same guys there. They moved a couple of their guys, but they're still always in the top 5. They're still competing consistently these last few years." I like how the Rockets look too, man, with Durant out there. It's a lot of exciting things happening, and the Jazz are far away from that.
That's my conversation. It's like you still have to leapfrog all those things with when you're in the East. It's like, well, okay, I have to do these things. Now, again, Indiana is just positioning themselves to be a better team next year. So, but again, it's just like one of those little things is like in the East, it's a not say easier path, but like you said, it's like with Utah, it's like, oh, I have to it's almost like Frogger. I have to jump up and down and back and forth and jump over a lot of things to get to the Western Conference Finals and get to that end game with the East where it's more. I'm not saying it's easier, but it's like there's a better path, right? So I'm not saying easier, but like I can look at what the Hawks are doing, what you said with Detroit's doing, with Milwaukee's doing, which not Milwaukee, but the Knicks.
Yeah, for sure.
But
the Knicks,
the Knicks are just something looking and going with Cleveland. Like I don't like James Harden going there, but I'm going, but
at least it's something, right? And with Cleveland, they've been good enough to earn at least a benefit of the doubt for the last couple of years,
right?
Because they've been playing some good ball there. So
I can look and go, oh, I'm not gonna trust James Harden, but he has a supporting cast around him that will carry him. So I don't know.
So then what do you do with your Utah Jazz? So let's say you're the Jazz and you go through the draft this upcoming year, okay? Do you feel like then, because we're not going to tank a whole nother year with these guys, at what point do you say, all right, it's time for other teams to go shopping on our team, and you start letting some of these guys go and you start looking at what your future may look like? Do you do that if you don't get the results from the drafts? Like, let's say that you're going with the strategy that we said before. Let's say they think they're pretty good. They're going to look at the draft and they're going to hold on to some of their star players. Well, they have to now, but they're going to hold on to some of the star players, draft some others, put them all together, be instantly better next year. How long do you give that before you just say, hey, like, do you give that till next January, February again before you're like, all right, we just need to blow this thing up?
Well, that's the thing. You brought in a coach that wants to win. So you didn't bring in the developmental coach. Like you brought in the coach who wants he wants to win. So
and Danny Ainge is there as well, right?
Right. That's the thing. You got the GM. You at some point you got to turn the switch. So I think you made that with this trade, but I don't know. It's
another center too. That's kind of strange, right? Are you gonna put him at the 4? Maybe you put Markkanen at the 4?
Yeah, you put either one. It doesn't matter. I mean, JJJ.
Markkanen's got the skill set to play the 4 or the 5. So
right,
you could put Markkanen at 3 really if you had to.
Yeah,
he's a great player.
Again, you have this lineup, so and that's the thing. So the other night, like they are a competitive lineup, and they had to bench their 2 stars because they're winning because they want to tank. So,
well, they're on their way to that. I mean, they're doing a pretty good job, and I guess at this point, it's time to commit to the tank, right? I mean, this time of the year, like, is it too early to commit to the tank, or we're already committed to it? 50 games in, we're committed to it, man.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh my God! So